Let's talk about eczema. You've probably heard of it, and maybe you even deal with it yourself. It's one of the most common skin conditions out there, this really frustrating, sometimes relentless cycle of dryness and itching. So today, we're going to break down what it is, why it happens, and what you can do about it.
Just how common are we talking? Well, get this. Atopic eczema, which is the most frequent type, affects up to 20% of children all around the world. That is a huge number.
Yeah, that number is pretty staggering. So, what is actually happening to the skin when someone has an eczema flare-up? What is this thing?
Okay, so at its very core, atopic eczema is a chronic inflammatory disorder. The key thing to understand is that it messes with your skin's natural barrier. This makes the skin kind of porous. It just can't hold on to moisture, and that leaves it wide open to irritants and inflammation.
Here's a really great way to picture this. Think of your healthy skin as a solid brick wall. The skin cells are the bricks, and the natural fats and oils are the mortar holding it all together, sealing it up tight. But with eczema, that mortar is weak and crumbly. Moisture gets out, and all sorts of irritants can get in. Now, here's something that's really important to know. Eczema isn't just one single thing. It's actually a whole family of related skin conditions. Let's take a quick look at a few of the common types. So even though they're all under the eczema umbrella, we can often tell them apart by how they look and what causes them. You've got atopic. That's the classic kind you often see in the crooks of elbows and knees. Then there's contact dermatitis. The name says it all, right? It's caused by direct contact with something like a nickel allergy from a belt buckle. And discoid eczema is pretty unmistakable with those coin-shaped patches. And this is a really, really crucial point. Eczema's appearance is not one size fits all. Depending on your skin tone, it can show up as red, sure, but also as purple, gray, or even as patches that are lighter or darker than the skin around it. So, if eczema is a chronic, long-term thing, why do the symptoms seem to get worse sometimes, and then better at others? Let's talk about triggers, the things that cause those really frustrating flare-ups. There's a whole range of factors that can set off a flare. You've got the usual suspects, like soaps and detergents that strip away your skin's oils, or scratchy fabrics like wool. Then there are environmental allergens like dust mites or pollen, but it can even be things like a sudden change in the weather, a minor skin infection, or even just being stressed out that can kickstart that whole itch-scratch cycle. With a list of triggers that long, managing eczema can feel pretty overwhelming. But dermatologists often use a super simple framework to make it easier to handle. It's called the ABC management rule. This rule breaks it all down into 3 really basic steps. A is for avoid. Know what your personal triggers are and do your best to stay away from them. B is for bland moisturizers, which are absolutely non-negotiable. And C is for controlling the inflammation with the right treatments when a flare does happen. Let's go back to that brick wall idea. The B in this ABC rule is all about repairing that crumbly mortar. These moisturizers, which are also called emollients, help rebuild that skin barrier, locking that precious moisture back in. And when we say applied frequently, we are not kidding. To manage eczema effectively, a person might need to use between 250 and 500 grams of emollient every single week. To put that in perspective, that's about the size of a large tub of cream cheese. Now for that C, control. This often means using topical steroids, and I know there can be a lot of fear around them, but the experts are really clear on this. Listen to this. The Primary Care Dermatology Society says that this steroid phobia is often unjustified. The bottom line is, when they're used correctly for flare-ups, they are safe and they are effective. So, beyond the ABCs, what does the full treatment toolkit look like? And, maybe more excitingly, what does the future hold? Let's explore the whole therapeutic landscape, from today's standard care to tomorrow's big breakthroughs. The standard evidence-backed toolkit is pretty comprehensive. It all starts with those emollients and topical steroids we talked about, but it also includes non-steroidal creams, things called calcineurin inhibitors. Then you have antihistamines to help with that itch that drives you crazy at night, special medicated dressings for bad flares, and of course, antibiotics if that broken skin happens to get infected. A lot of people also look into alternative therapies. Now, the scientific evidence for many of these can be a little mixed, but some do show promise. Things like coconut oil for moisture, taking vitamin D supplements, and even acupuncture or hypnosis to help manage that itch-scratch cycle are all being studied. But, and this is a big but, as it says right there, it is crucial to talk to a doctor before trying anything new.
And this is where things get really, really exciting. Looking to the future, the science is incredible. There are new, highly targeted therapies called biologics that are a total game changer for severe eczema that just doesn't respond to anything else. These drugs work by targeting very specific parts of the immune system that cause the inflammation. All of this progress leaves us with a pretty hopeful question, doesn't it? As we get smarter and learn more about the skin's complex barrier and the immune system's role in all of this, are we actually moving toward a future where we can finally silence this uninvited itch for good?